Don Miguel Ruiz, in his book, The Four Agreements, uses a term, the domestication of the human. I love that term because when we domesticate a horse, what do we call it? We call it breaking them. We even sometimes call it breaking their spirit. So if any of us, which I'm guessing is most all of us, came into a world knowing that essential truth, that essential light, that essential love, and we were taught all of these ideas or these beliefs that were counter to that, the deeper work, the only work really, is taking a look at all those beliefs, not what happened, but what I decided about what happened. Okay? When I was first in recovery and in New Thought, I was doing a lot of this work, and I was working on my past, and really what I was working on is forgiving my parents. And as Michael Beckwith says, if we can just get people to forgive their parents, we are ready to go. Right? So I was holding on to all these ideas and these stories, and I was calling my sisters to ask them what happened. Now, I expected that we might have some different versions of the story. What I didn't expect was we had totally different stories. Not even close. My story was Dad was never home and Dad was unavailable, and therefore I'm unlovable. He doesn't love me, therefore there's something wrong with me. My sister, my younger sister, her story is Dad was the most loving, open-hearted, present father that she's ever seen. All her friends, she has this present, loving father. And I'm thinking, we grew up in the same house. And so when we're doing the work in our deeper unconscious or subconscious, getting down to what that vibration is, what those lies that we're holding that are creating what we call reality, it isn't as important what happened. And I'm not trying to minimize what happened. Please hear me. I'm not trying to minimize that. Some of us have had really horrific experiences. But as long as I'm holding on to the idea of rightness and wrongness, I don't have the ability to move into my wholeness. That's for me. I don't know if that's true for you. But for me, I was holding on to these ideas that Dad shouldn't have done that. Mom wasn't this. Mom was that. But what I discovered was what was far more important was what I decided about myself and the world. And I use that term very consciously, decide. My nephew, who's now almost 16, I have a very close relationship with, I looked at him when he turned 7, this beautiful little perfect being, and I imagined myself, that's the age that I was sitting at my dining room table when the wall went up, when I decided that the world wasn't safe and there was something wrong with me. And it broke my heart to imagine that he could possibly be doing that at that moment, and setting a lifelong trajectory of believing that, vibrating from that, recreating that. But that was what happened for me. And so what I've come to recognize is that the spiritual journey is that return to wholeness, and along the way I'm going to have to take a look at all the stuff. Not the stuff that happened, but what I concretized, my favorite word, into my unconscious or my subconscious.